One of the best things you can do at crucial points in the market is looking at it with a fresh perspective. And there's two ways you can achieve that. Number one, you leave and you look at the market after a very long time. And number two, you do what I'm about to show you in this video. I'm going to turn things around on its head, literally, and you're going to see a very, very different perspective to the Bitcoin chart. And I want to explore this in its own fresh way. You guys are not going to come out of this video with the same conclusions you already have, and if you do, just let me know in the comments if this didn't even change your mind. But this is a very, very powerful one, and you guys already know the deal with this YouTube channel. I'm here to bring you the realistic stuff, and if we can take a look at this chart from a completely new perspective and get some new ideas here, you know that that's what I want to do. So without delaying this anymore, bam, take a look at this chart. So those of you who are experienced traders already know exactly what we're looking at, but many of you are wondering, what is this? I'm not going to tell you, but hopefully you'll figure it out as I get along. I'll tell you later on. So this is a chart, and it's displaying an asset. And all I really want to ask you right now is, do you think that this asset is going to keep climbing in value, or do you think that it's going to start reversing back down? You know, obviously the long-term trend, if we look at this really zoomed out, the long-term trend is pretty bearish. The chart just keeps on dropping and dropping and dropping in the long run. You probably know exactly what chart this is by now. I'm just going to save you the hassle if you haven't already figured it out. This is Bitcoin's chart flipped around. And the thing is if you look at this chart just as it is at the moment, already, I mean, you're going to start to have some conclusions drawn right here. I mean, look, there's a high on this chart right here. We managed to find a lot of resistance in this range and then dropped right back down. And actually, I can mystify this even more just by switching around how we even display this chart. If I go to the candles, although I keep forgetting how to display this, and I show it to you like this, you know, now I ask you, okay, where do you think we're going to go? You can see that the market found a lot of resistance right here. It ended up falling right back down. It found support, and now it's going for round two at testing this very same level again, which is inherently generally going to be quite bullish, right? I mean, if you get rejected and you have a massive pullback and then you move to the upside again, the likelihood of breaking that high the next time is generally pretty high. And we're not quite there yet, but here's the thing. Let's bring it back to the candles and talk about what's actually going on right here. It's very clear that this chart set resistance at what is minus $31,000, and Bitcoin in this case ended up dropping down massively, found a lot of consolidation. We're seeing volume increasing as well, right? Take a look at this on the weekly time frame. If I zoom out a little bit, and then we take a look at what we're seeing with the volume, just paying attention to the orange line here because this represents the moving average of volume. We can see that initially on the sell-off, there was a lot of volume here showing that the market really wants to push the downside. It peaks as we're moving up, but that's only because it's the moving average of volume. The next time we're moving up, the next time we're moving down, there's a lot less volume. So people aren't really convinced by this drop, and then the market starts gaining volume again now that we're moving to the upside, showing us that actually it looks like the market might want to start peaking to the upside once more. If we change the input and I take a smaller term moving average line, you can start to see that we're actually curving up a little bit faster, right? Look at this again on the weekly time frame. You can really start to see that volume is peaking and, you know, moving up a lot more in agreement with this uptrend right now. Here's the thing is that and I'm just going to restore this back to normal. If the market did end up rallying up right now, you know, it's got quite a bit of resistance here, but then there is no more resistance for a really long time on this chart. Again, looking at the logarithmic chart here, the next major resistance that I'm seeing on this chart, just ignoring the numbers here, we don't want to look at the round numbers right now. They are very important, but, you know, just for this thought exercise, I think that if Bitcoin, you know, managed to break this area of resistance right here, the next resistance I can see on this chart would probably be all the way over here. This price level, if you're wondering, is minus $12,000. So on our real chart, this is $12,000. This is the next area of resistance where if Bitcoin managed to break this area, I would expect a very quick rip to the upside until it reaches its next area of resistance right here on this chart. Very important stuff. But another conclusion that I can draw from this still pretty easily is that this rally has moved up really quickly with no meaningful pullbacks. right? We've been moving up continuously, had one small pullback right here, had a big rejection wick right here, but really only one small pullback right here, and then just continued moving up. We're now at the peak of this rally, where again, if you're subscribed to the channel, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Generally, these legs, they don't go on for huge percentage points, right? I mean, like beyond where it is right now. This is an 18% move, and after this, take a look at what happens. The market pauses a little bit. So we're up by 18%, market starts consolidating. On this occasion, we move up by 18 to 19, 16%, and then the market starts pausing a little bit. Again, I'm not counting this wick, and you'll know why if you watch one of my previous videos, so make sure you are subscribed and hitting up that like button if you do enjoy this content. The next leg up we take, again, we're moving by about 22%, and then we have a brief pause, and then the next leg up, we're moving by about 22% again. Bitcoin with its legs just generally doesn't move up by much more than 18 to 22% before having some sort of retracement, and there hasn't been a retracement in this trend. So here's the thing, is that as we're approaching this resistance zone, it's very, very clear that even if we do end up breaking it and we get a massive breakout to the upside, it makes sense to expect a little bit of resistance here, right? It just makes sense because this was such a strong area of resistance before. If we look at the rejections that the market had off this level, we're looking at a minus 38% rejection right here. We're looking at a minus 25% rejection right here. And we're looking at a minus, this isn't even possible, but we're looking at a minus 137% rejection right here, which is all to say that the market off this level has historically had extremely strong rejections. Look at this, even right here, the first real time on a macro scale that we tested this area, we got a huge minus 120% rejection. This resistance zone doesn't fuck around. And so, as we're approaching this zone, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, you're seeing these signs that are bullish, right? Volume is peaking and all of that stuff. It still makes sense to expect a rejection here. Whether that means that we trend all the way back down again like we did before, or we just have a temporary drop in order to capture a little bit more support. Perhaps, let's say, right around over here at minus $40,000. And then potentially continue that uptrend. Whatever happens there would make sense. You know, one of the things I'd be looking for here is moving average support. What do my EMA ribbons say? The daily EMA ribbon right here, let's wait for it to load up, offering his support at minus 41 down to minus $46,000. That's obviously going to keep getting keep getting higher if Bitcoin keeps trending up in this direction. And so naturally, we can probably expect some support to meet us in the EMA ribbon, perhaps a little bit like this. And that would obviously be quite a bullish sign if it manages to capture support like that. There's also support on the daily time frame, but it is quite far away when we look at the Ichimoku cloud. Although again, this level is at $43,000 and it's getting higher and higher because this uptrend is so strong. Not only that, but you know, like I said, with volume moving in this direction as well, you know, giving people a lot of excitement and euphoria, again, I would expect here that a lot of people are expecting this thing to keep moving up forever because they're idiots. And I'm sorry, I just got to say it point blank, right? Because nothing ever moves in a straight line. And you better believe if we do move in a straight line, we're paying for it. And we're getting rejected really, really hard. It's an important note, right? I mean, you guys know that this is why you come to the channel. You want to hear realistic technical analysis where we push the shit to the side. We push the emotions to the side and we just look at what's happening here in reality. And the fact of the matter is people are getting way too excited with this rally. You know, we flipped the fear and greed index upside down. We're at a reading of 11 right now. Wait for this to update. And this would mean that we're at a reading of 89 if we flipped this around as well. People are way too bullish with this scenario right now, right as we're approaching resistance level. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? How people become the most bullish at resistance levels and the most bearish at market bottoms. Isn't that really funny? You know, I just want to point that out as we approach the very same resistance levels that have caused massive problems for Bitcoin in the past. I'm going to drop the act now. I think my point is really, really clear. When you first look at this chart, you know, and I made a mistake here by not giving you guys a minute to just look at the chart, but hopefully, you know, you can just go back and pause it, or you paused it at that point. It's very clear to see that by flipping this chart upside down, we get a new perspective on the market. We get a perspective that we don't have to earn by being away from the market with a lot of time. And that's important because the market is really, really hot right now, right? People who know how to trade these ranges are making a lot of money. I just ripped a really nice 30% profit on Cardano in VIP just no, not today, just last night, actually, although it was less than 24 hours ago. And so if you want to see how I was able to do that and get access to the information on my next trade, because I'm planning a lot of trades in this market right now, these are the steps to join. But we've just launched a massive 50% discount. I don't think it's been announced yet, although I'm not sure. And so if you do want to gain access to VIP with that discount, yes, it actually has been announced. If you do want to gain access to VIP with that discount, all you've got to do is jump into the first link in the description down below, click on the @4slice button at the bottom of any post inside of 4slice Gold, and then click on send message to ask me how to join, and you will get our new pricing with that 50% off discount and all of the information about everything we're running. So if you've been on this fence for a while and you really want to learn how to grab this market by the balls, you want to see how I'm going to be navigating this market when I lose money, when I make money, showing you how I'm picking myself up, dusting myself off, and how I'm navigating these wins, making sure it doesn't get to my head. Because obviously you guys know the deal. In bull markets, bulls make money. In bear markets, bears make money. In all markets, pigs get slaughtered. I'm showing you how I'm avoiding being a pig, how I'm trying to make money if the market's dropping and if the market's rising up, and you're getting it for 50% off. So take advantage of this because it happens very, very rarely inside of our group. Here's the deal though, like I said, having this fresh perspective I think is very, very useful. If we move it back to the chart that we're very used to now, let's take the Bitstamp chart that I have right here. This is the same chart in inverse. And now that I've been able to dispel a little bit of your fear, I think it becomes very, very clear right now that on a very macro sense, this market is massively oversold. In fact, I think that the RSI would show us the same thing as well. Let me just take a look at this right now. Let's see what the RSI is saying. Wait for it to load up for a second. And yeah, we are oversold right now. If I take the current reading of the RSI is at a reading of 21. Being oversold means anything below 30. Now, granted, oversold doesn't mean that the market needs to reverse. Being oversold simply means, oversold is a very misleading word. A lot of people don't know how the RSI works. Allow me to enlighten you if you haven't heard me saying it before. The RSI, as we all should know by now, stands for Relative Strength Index. If you don't know this stuff, then you need to watch my video where I basically teach you how to trade from the very beginning. It might cover stuff you already know, but you still should watch it if for no other reason, because it's completely free of charge and it's really, really good content. And you can find it just by typing in how to trade 4flies, just like this, in the YouTube search bar, and you can watch my full video. It's 51 minutes, so you need a little bit of time, but if you're serious about your stuff, this is great content, and I used to charge a lot of money for educational content like this, so please take advantage of it now that it's free. The RSI stands for Relative Strength Index, and so all it means when it's low is that the market has an absence of strength relative to where it was in the past. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean that we bounce, but of course, generally when we do get oversold, you can see right here that, we might see some bounces. They don't have to be huge at all. More importantly, when the RSI is oversold inside of a bull market, like right here, that's when you can really start to pay attention to it, right? RSI didn't quite reach oversold in this case, but it's close enough to make the point. We're in a bear market right now, and so, at least short term, I don't believe we're actually in a bear market. And by the way, I'm thinking of making a video talking about that in a lot of detail. So if you want me to make a video explaining why I don't believe we're in a bear market at all, then please let me know in the comments. Just tell me, Sammy, please make the bear market video, and I will do that if I see that you guys actually want to see it. But here's the thing is, like I said, I do think that this market is so overextended. I do think that, look, there is a lot of signs to tell us that we may actually be ready to break this level, because, we targeted it before. We had a big pullback. Now we're targeting it again. So generally that kind of pullback is what leads us to penetrate levels. But still, when these levels are so strong like they are right here, triggering massive bounces to the upside, naturally I would expect something, right? Whether that means we move up to 40k or move up to 50k or move up to 60k, I would expect something before we end up moving down, or of course a total market reversal if we even get down that low. The fact of the matter is, Bitcoin did exactly the same thing right here, where it set a major high. And when I first saw that chart in inverse, by the way, I thought that it was actually this. Bitcoin set a major high, had a big pullback, and it actually penetrated that high but not by much. And then the market reversed massively. Again, if the same thing happens right now, and by the way, if you're wondering how to pull up that chart, type in Bitcoin USD and then put a 1- in front of it and then select the chart you want. So I'm using the Coinbase chart, and then hit enter and it will load the chart for you. This is what I want to show you right here, is that on this chart, the market found heavy support at this price level, which triggered a major reversal to the upside. But then we managed to penetrate it, and we only got a fake out before carrying on the trend towards the upside. What I'm saying is, why can't Bitcoin do the same thing again right now? You know, what's stopping Bitcoin from potentially penetrating this key area on the chart at $30,000, but only with a little bit of a fake out and then moving back up? I'm not saying we're going to do that, because that is way too predictable. It's like putting a mirror on the chart and then we just repeat what happened before. That's not how charts work. I mean, history rhymes, but it doesn't repeat. Definitely not in crypto markets or any market, in my opinion. That's just way too predictable, in my opinion. Obviously, I might be wrong about this. I'm not trying to say anything indefinite. I'm just telling you what the probabilities that I'm seeing on this chart are. But bottom line, what I am seeing here is that this thing has trended down for way too long, and I just think that people are taking this out of reality, out of perspective. I mean, an 11 on the fear and greed index. We look at how low we've been for a really long time now. This is no joke. I mean, people are really, really bearish. Literally almost all of the past 3 months now, this market has been so weak, you know, potentially implying that things are pretty bad. And again, I mean, I just feel like it's potentially now gone on for way too long. I mean, you know, we're looking potentially even worse than we were back in summer of last year. And, you know, I mean, to me, I just don't want to be buying into the hype. You know, I mean, everyone and their nan is talking about a $28,000, $29,000, $20,000, $25,000 Bitcoin. We're not getting it when everyone's saying that. I'm just going to be point blank with you. This is where I can be almost quite certain about what I say. You know, when everyone's calling for shit like this, it ain't going to happen. It's just how it works. I mean, everyone was calling for $100,000 up here. Did we get it? No. And so, you know, I mean, that's just how markets work. When so many people believe that we're going to be moving in a certain direction, better believe that we're probably not doing that. Here's the thing, is if we look at the funding rates as well, they're still quite bullish. You know, they're not as bullish as I'd like them to be at this point, but still there's a lot of people going short in the market. There's not many people going long. You see this on the 1-day time frame. Take a look at the 1-hour time frame as well. Still pretty bullish as well. Actually more bullish than it's been for quite some time. The last time that the market was this bullish in terms of the funding rate was probably when the market was trading up at about $47,000, which was a whole 23 days ago. So not that far away, but it's more consistent now as well. So we are seeing signs here that people are just generally losing faith in the market. And of course, that is going to happen at market bottoms. Like I said to you guys with the inverse chart, it just generally happens to be that people become the most bearish at market bottoms and the most bullish at market tops. And you've got to ask yourself, are you siding with the majority right now? It's a very, very important question to ask. I think a lot of people are about to get royally screwed in this market. And that's why I'm here to show you my perspectives, because I don't like to get screwed in those ways. I like to protect myself from that. And of course, this is quite a logical argument that I'm making. I'm not trying to pull things from the sky. I'm not grabbing at straws or anything like that. I'm just laying out the straight facts, and I'm bringing a fresh but completely neutral perspective to the market by showing you that inverse chart. Again, this is great analysis. It's very solid analysis. I get it, and thank you for the support, but it's not about trading. VIP is where I talk about the trading side of things, right? Analysis is amazing. It's like having a beautiful Ferrari, but the Ferrari ain't worth shit if it doesn't have an engine in it. This is the engine. 4Flies VIP. And if you want to get inside, again, the only way to join is by clicking on the first link in the description down below, and then clicking on @4Flies at the bottom of any post inside of 4Flies Gold, which is my free Telegram channel. So even if you don't want VIP, you can still join to get more free insights into what I'm doing, and then send message. And like I said, this process that you're going to follow right here is going to give you access to our minus 50% off pricing. So we're already at very, very low prices against the dollar because of how much Bitcoin has crashed. And obviously we price everything in dollars, in Bitcoin, but we've also halved the Bitcoin pricing now. So this is a huge, huge offer. Take advantage of it while it's here, because for example, our yearly option where you get phone calls with me, you can schedule them up. We usually have them just the very next working day. The very next day. Every day is a working day for me whenever you request them. People ask me, how can I do that? Because generally with VIP members that are in the yearly group, they don't constantly ask me for yearly calls, and so I have plenty of time for it. I'm a young guy, to be fair. I mean, like, my only thing that I do every day is trade and fuck around and have fun. And so I have time for these calls. And if you want to jump inside and yeah, be able to experience that and benefit from it for half price for the entire year. Again, the only way to join right here is by following these steps on screen. Don't bother searching for it on Telegram. There are many impersonators and you will get scammed. They are very convincing. They're also all over the comment section, but hopefully you guys know about that by now. So please do keep yourself safe. So if you do want to join, this is the only way to do so. It's the first link in the description. And of course, if you want some free money to trade these markets, Bybit is the place to be. You already know the deal. This is the only place that I've been ripping trades for a very long time, and I've been partnered with them for years, so I love them to bits. And if you want to gain access to this same platform that I use with all the same tools that I use, I don't use anything extra, you can you can sign up to Bybit using the link down below, and you're going to get an extra $4,100 for free when you make your first deposit, up to 4.1k. And so depending on how much you deposit, you're going to get that cash deposited into your account as a bonus. You can do whatever you like with it. You can buy coins with it, you can buy shit coins, you can leverage it up, you can gamble with it. It's your money. You do whatever you like with it. So definitely check that out if you do want that free bonus. Again, steps to join VIP are right here, but that's all I've got for you in this video. I just wanted to bring you this fresh perspective, see what you guys think about it. This video to me is more of a discussion, so let me know what you're thinking with the comments down below. I'll probably do a live stream again relatively soon, perhaps tomorrow or sometime relatively soon. So do let me know what you guys are thinking about this as well, if you want me to do that live stream. And also let me know if you want me to make that video about whether or not we're in a bear market. Lots of stuff going on, guys. I am keeping myself busy. Like I said, I got a lot of free time, but I am doing my best to keep myself busy. As you've seen, I've pumped out the videos a lot more. So I got to thank you guys. We just hit 120k subscribers, and we're now already at 122, maybe even 123 actually at the time of me recording this, which is pretty damn exciting. Let me actually take a quick look at this, because I think we are very close to 123. Yeah, we're 2 subscribers away, so that's probably going to happen by the time I upload this. So thank you all so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've been enjoying this content as much as I've been enjoying putting it out. Again, all your love is appreciated whenever you smash up the like button. You know, those little clicks, each one, you know, it helps so much with the algorithm. It helps to get this channel discovered out there, and you guys know the deal. I mean, you've been watching me. If you've been here since I was at 40,000 or 50,000 subscribers or anything, if anything, I've only gotten more realistic with my analysis, and that is what I promise to keep bringing to you guys. So you know what to do if you enjoyed this stuff. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much, and I'm out. Bye bye.